This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there, live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world. I'm Dan Marty along with...
I'm Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon, really?
Yes.
Well, a lot of people said over the years it was a piece. I guess maybe you've taken it off then.
You're all fired.
Tony, the fans, they won't stop talking about these shows. It's like Raw and Nitro now between you and Marty Jannetty's Wrestling Insider show on Thursday night. Some fans love both. Some fans love you more. Some fans love Marty more. It's like a competition. I love it. But the true winners are the fans because they get two great talk shows every week.
You know what I did?
What's that?
I did a self-portrait of myself.
Did you really?
Yeah. You think I should show the fans?
Yes. That's actually a pretty good picture.
I'm Vince McMahon.
That was on the cover of, was
the
it Muscle Fitness?
Fitness?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
You remember, huh?
I did. I thought it
Yeah.
was John Cena Sr. for a minute.
No, that's Vince. Pretty good, huh?
It's very good.
See
It's
my
very...
Vince McMahon, y'all?
Well, Tony, if you want, we can put it up on eBay, try and make you a few bucks for it.
Okay.
You know, you never pass down that payday, brother.
I don't pay down no money. I need money to buy my beans and rice and fried catfish.
Well, that's why, fans, it's so important you join us on the Patreon subscription service. Become a member of our fan club for what it costs for a cup of coffee. At Starbucks, you get early ad-free access to Wrestling Insiders with Tony, Marty Jannetty, John Cena Sr., Brutus Beefcake. I think Paul Bear is playing ribs on us, Tony. Plus our studio shoot interview series over at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Again, the great merchandise helps keep the great legends working as well. We need your support. If you're watching the Tuesday night premiere, right under the chat, there's that gray S, the super chat button. Give us a tip, buy us a drink, feed the man, pay his cable bill, pay his phone bill. Tony, the legends are dying during this pandemic.
Pay for my Viagra.
You don't need that. Monica's in the hospital.
That's right.
You don't need that. You don't need that.
For
All
the
right.
baboons.
For baboons.
Sure, they're baboons.
Well, you're talking about that friend of yours that wound
You
up
know,
with the donkeys.
I got some squirrels in my yard. Sometime I'll be thinking about it.
Well, just as long as you don't bring the cats along.
Pull that little tail up, boy.
We remember what happened with the cat on your porch over the summer. That was not a good day for me.
There was not a cat.
What was it?
A link.
I'm sorry, it was a link. Well, you
A
know
link.
what?
It looks like a cat.
I almost had a heart
But it was
attack.
a baby. It was a baby link.
My life almost ended in Auburn, Maine.
Where have you met? If it wasn't a baby, you would have the big one will attack you.
Well,
they
good.
links.
I'm glad it was a little one.
Yeah, it was a baby.
And because of Glantz. Then Glantz let it in your house.
You notice you show no fear, right?
No fear.
It's a link.
I had fear, though.
It's a link.
I had a lot of fear.
Yeah.
It was not like Dewey Robertson.
People know what a link. Look one up
Yeah.
on your phone. It's a link.
But not like the missing link.
It's kind of like
Dewey.
a bob. No, it's like a bobcat.
Yeah.
It's
like
almost,
a bobcat.
It's got
All right.
big paws. Paws on the big one. The paws as big as my hand. It's a link.
All right,
We
Tony.
got them all over, man. I see them all the time in my yard.
We got a question from down in the hot Atlanta, Georgia, from your friend Quanny Green. He said, Tony, I've heard a lot about it on the internet, on Facebook, on YouTube. What is your problem with New Jack? And I really didn't have an answer for the guy.
He badmouthed me over the Brody incident when he was not there.
Why would he have a comment about you and the Brody incident?
Because he's an idiot.
What is his take on it?
He made fun of my southern accent. He just made fun of me, you know. I met New Jack. I've seen him in my lifetime twice. Mm-hmm. A guy came to me and showed me an interview that he said. Now here's a man I don't even know. Never met him a day in my life. And he would talk about that I was a punk, that I tried to have sex with some man or something. And he started
You tried to have sex with some man?
Yeah, and he started talking about that I was scared and I ran and left Brody and all this and that stuff. Just a bunch of lies, a bunch of bullshit, just to get ratings.
I don't think he was even in the business in 1988.
Right, he wasn't even around, but then it got to me because I almost lost my life with that.
What do you mean now?
Well, because Savio Vega told me, said,
okay.
right. Savio, you listen to Savio Vega on Jim Cornette's show. He tell the story again. He said that Tony, if he don't shut his mouth, don't stop talking to people, police, but we're going to stick him too. He told Savio Vega in Spanish that he want to stab me too. Savio told me don't go to my room because they have people up there waiting on me. That's why I went to the airport.
Savio was a friend of you.
Savio Vega, yeah. He was our wrestler at TNT back then.
Yep, with face paint.
Right, but he understood what we were saying in the dressing room. They were going to stab me that same night because I was the one that was talking, telling the police what really happened.
Yeah.
You know, and so this guy sticking his mouth to where it belonged. Me and Brody was good friends. Was a great guy. I was the only guy that stood up for Brody. And then when you stand up, put your life on the line for somebody, and then you have some freaking porch monkey to stand out there and badmouth you over. Yes, I call him that. Because he is one. You know, he's a
Who are you talking about?
He's a
New
scum.
Jack?
Yeah, he's a piece of scum.
Well, I have to say, he worked with us once many, many moons ago, and I thought he was a good guy. I didn't know that there were these issues between the two of you.
Look up some of the interviews you say about me.
How long has this been going on, Tony?
I don't know. Like I said, some people in the gym came up and showed it to me, and from that day on, I got no use for people that do people like that. You know, if you don't know what the hell you're talking about, keep your mouth shut. But don't just be bad-mouthing someone that never did nothing. I never did nothing to this guy a day in my life.
Now,
he talked about me like I was a piece of crap.
I imagine you've come across him at maybe wrestling conventions and things like that. Did you ever cross word with him?
I ignore him.
You ignore him?
He's not worth my energy.
But in your lifetime, you've never had a negative experience with him that caused this?
Nothing.
Really?
Nothing. He started talking about me before he even met me.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then I saw him in a show in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. And I approached him about that. And I told him, I said, man, I don't appreciate doing it. He said, oh, I do a lot of interviews about it. It's my stick. It's my stick. I said, well, you found a new fucking stick. And that the only words I had with him was that one day. I saw him again on another show in Richmond with Sam's. I didn't say nothing to him. I saw him in another show. I didn't say nothing. I got no time for him. I got no time for him.
And was that the end of it after you said that to him that
Brother,
day, or is there
in
been more?
In Japan, we learned something. First impression, last impression. You start badmouthing me and you don't even know me. I got no time for you. You're not that important to me.
No, but what I'm saying, I don't know anything about this.
I don't even know why you give him a plug right now. I'm gonna walk away if we keep talking about him.
All right, well, I don't want to cause you any heat. He don't
deserve we discussing him right now. He don't deserve it.
What I'm trying to say is, before this fan emailed me, I didn't even know there were any issues. You'd never mentioned it to me
He's a
before.
piece of crap.
All right, well, and I guess we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Unless you come up with any other words from the farm that you used to find on the ground.
Yeah, I got some names, but
Tony, another question that they had was, Tony, during your prime.
Damn moon cricket.
Anything else?
No, I'm done.
Were there any wrestlers that you would have loved to have worked with that you never had the chance to? And I never asked you that question either, and that's kind of an interesting one.
Oh my goodness! I got a list a mile long.
Well, let's hear it. Maybe a few.
Shit, I worked with so many. It's hard to believe. You know, when you ask me to think back them many years, it's hard to think about.
Well, maybe I'll throw a few at you and see if it strokes your memory. You never worked with Bruno. Do you think you could have had a good match with Bruno?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, me and Bruno would have had a good match. I worked with Larry Zbyszko when he was in Mid-Atlantic. Mm-hmm. So I worked for just about everybody.
What about superstar Billy Graham? Did you ever work with him?
I got pictures of me working together in Georgia. He came down to Atlanta, Georgia.
He was all gassed up.
Well, I don't know what he was, but I just know I worked with him. Like I said, I don't want to talk about things that I don't know.
What about Backlund? Did you ever work with him?
Yes, I worked with Backlund.
When did you work with Backlund?
Right before I walked out on him, they were shooting an angle with Backlund. They were going to put the belt on me. They were going to turn Backlund heel back then. Senior was going to put the belt on me.
And at that point, did he still not want to turn heel?
But he did. I don't think he knew what they wanted to do. I found out through some of the other people that they wanted to go all the way with me.
I knew that.
You know what that means, right?
All the way.
All the way. And they already work on it. You talk to Backlund. He tell you we were already wrestling each other. And every
so you were doing babyface matches?
Babyface matches, and Backlund would in every match Backlund would do something to get DQ.
So almost like a subtle hint that he was going to. I know after Hogan got the belt, they wanted him to turn heel to work with Hogan, and he didn't want to do it. So I wonder if that was the same scenario and maybe you just didn't know
I
it.
don't think they want him to work with Hogan.
As a heel?
No, I
In
don't think-
84, 80?
I
no?
don't think so.
Why is that?
It's Backlund.
What do you mean?
He was a
Elaborate.
stretch Hogan. I don't know who told you
But
that.
do you think Backlund was that kind of a guy that he would stretch Hogan?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah. I know he had a lot of respect for this industry, and I respect him for it.
he came from that school. He was trained by the same people I was trained for. If they can't beat you on the outside of the ring, they're not going to let them beat you on the inside of the ring. Vince did not want to put his champion against somebody that could kick his champion ass.
Right.
Why do you think me and Hogan never had a rematch after
Right.
the belt? I wrestled Paul Orndorff one time. They put him in the ring with me again. I wrestled Randy Savage one time. Did I get
You
another
picked
match
him up
with him?
and put him in the corner.
Yeah. We knew how to keep ourselves over. And how we did that, we took 80% of the match.
Before doing the job.
Before we do the job. And Vince knew that. He didn't want to put no Backlund against Hogan. Come on now.
I'm trying to think of maybe some top guys that you were around that you might not have worked. What about, did you work both of the Funks?
Yes. Dory and Terry, yeah.
Dusty.
Tag team. Not
You
against.
never worked against him.
No.
Do you think you could have had a good run with someone like Dusty Rhodes?
No.
Now, why is that?
Dusty has not been taking on them bumps. I used to give you a lot of bumps. If I press slammed Rose, Rose would, he would never step in the ring because he would go up in there. That's why WrestleMania 1, Vince paid me $2,500 not to come. I'm the only wrestler in the world that was paid by the WWE not to show up. Every wrestler was paid to come. I'm the only wrestler that Vince paid. They put SD in my place.
Yeah, against Bundy.
You know why?
Because SD got squashed, and Bundy might have gone up for the ride. And
Bundy
down
would have went
high.
for a ride. Of course he would have.
Think of the pop that would have got at MSG.
It would have stole the show.
Yeah.
That would have been the show. Think about it. Because Vince saw me do it to him earlier on TV.
Right.
You ever seen the
when
match?
he was an undercard guy.
Have you seen the match?
I've seen it, yeah, on
Yes.
YouTube. Yeah.
So and he was heavier. Vince knew Bundy would have been here. And once you got here, you didn't mean nothing.
You were going one place.
Well, no, you didn't mean much to the fans.
You would have taken away his credibility.
Psychologically, people say, if he could lift that 40 or 50-pound man over his head, what happened when Adrian Donald beat me in the Gardens?
They scoffed at it. They scoffed at it.
Vince couldn't beat me.
You were too over.
No, I was too powerful and strong. Nobody.
You had too much credibility. People believed in you.
That's right.
You couldn't take away that physique and that look.
And
They could have you lay down for 3 seconds, but that still didn't take away the credibility.
Had me on TV bench pressing 500 pounds for reps, and then you're going to have some out of shape, funny looking guy to come in and beat me that could barely move around the ring at that time. He was real out of shape back in them days. When he was with Murdoch earlier, before they gave him that gimmick,
He wasn't as in bad a shape.
Yeah, he was. Well, he was a good worker.
He could move.
But I mean, this guy was like a slob. You know.
Maybe.
And then you got, and then you got a guy that had the third best bench press in the world. It could drop kick you in the face, leapfrog you, jump, headbutt you up, to do all that stuff. And you gonna put a slob in to beat him? So to beat me during them days, he hurt the business more than he hurt me. I was there at Mazda Cart when people stood up to holler bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. They didn't buy it.
Let me ask you this, where it seems like you worked just about every top guy during your prime, are there any guys in 2020 that you see in the ring that you would have liked to have worked, or guys maybe that since you've retired that you've seen that you might have liked to have, you think
Brock
you could have?
Lesnar.
You really think you and Brock could go at it? And I know Brock is a free agent, you're a free agent right now.
Well, but there's no money in us right now. If it ain't, you got to be on the right stage, otherwise it don't mean nothing.
If it's not under the WWE banner.
It don't mean nothing. I don't care. Even with Coley, you could wrestle for AEW. It don't mean nothing there.
What do you think about perhaps an AEW Atlas Jericho? Do you think you can get a good match with Jericho?
Look at all the guys that work with WCW.
Yeah.
I've been on your program a lot.
Yeah.
You don't talk about them. Hello. Well, you know.
Well, I'm just going to say this. If the money was right and AEW wanted Mr. USA, what about Atlas Jericho?
I've been coming here for years, and every time I go anywhere, on your show or any show, nobody asks me about WCW. Nobody asks about AWA. Nobody asks about ECW. Nobody asks about Mid-Atlantic. All they ask me about is WWE.
Now,
if you don't do it for WWE, it don't mean nothing. Tommy Wildfire Rich was the youngest world champion in pro wrestling.
and nobody cares.
Because he did with the NWA.
Wrong promotion.
Don't mean nothing. Harley Race was a bigger Ric Flair. Nobody cared about Ric Flair until he went to the started work for W. They care more about Ric Flair now as a senior citizen than they did when he was at his prime.
And NWA, yeah.
See, that's why if it ain't done on a WWE stage, it don't mean nothing to the fans.
I had a thought in my mind because I remember you telling me during your brief stint in WCW, you traveled with this man, the Barbarian. I was told by a gentleman that's come to this studio, he had a very interesting story, and it made me think of you because it involved shoes. Did the Barbarian have a love of shoes that you knew of?
No, what it was, you didn't understand. So the Barbarian was on an airplane, and he got this stewardess 35,000 feet in the air to walk on me in the aisleway on the plane. That's the story.
Well, this is a different story. This
I don't know
happened,
any
this
other
was at a
story.
hotel. I'm not sure where, but Barbarian had Marty Jannetty try and get the shoe of this lovely younger woman. Barbarian took the shoe into the bathroom, and the Barbarian made love to the shoe and, and left the DNA in the shoe to be kind of PC about it.
I know hear that one.
He made love to the shoe.
I don't know.
He tried
Barbarian.
the Barbarian. He tried to impregnate the shoe, then left the woman's shoe in the bathroom for Marty and the woman to find. Now, if you were this woman, I don't think I'd want that shoe back.
I don't believe that's a true story.
You think that's made up, really?
Yeah.
You don't think the Barbarian would go after a shoe
I
like
know
that?
Bob.
All right, well,
Bob liked women.
but not
Period.
women's shoes.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, this show, it goes in so many twists and turns.
Well, that's what you have to worry about. Remember I say what Matt Dog said.
Yeah.
Just like God would tell a story about what happened to me and Paul Orndorff, that's not true. You know, people, they
The
do
inviting
that.
situation.
And I jumped on Brian Blair for that. I said, Brian, tell the freaking truth. You know, that ain't what happened. It wasn't even really a freaking fight. I laid down and I put him in a crate, he bit me. That's the whole fight. That's it.
He didn't nibble on your ear and bite it out like it was a piece of bubble gum.
Yeah, Brian, he bit it off and spit it out.
Yeah.
And my ear was crippling on the ground. And people looking at me.
I've seen your ears up close.
If you bite somebody's ear off, brother, you're not going to put it back.
Right.
I wouldn't have an ear now.
All right, wrestling fans, we're running short on time this week here in the studio. We have so much going on, what we're preparing for tonight. For the first time ever, we're attempting to do 2 shoots at the same time. Our partners in crime are going to be doing a live stream as Tony and I prepare to go into the podcast penthouse, so to speak. So for Tony Atlas, I'm Dan Marati. If you have any questions, email them, bw@bostonwrestling.com. I'll leave them in the comment section below. If you're super chatting with us on Tuesday, we love to talk. All of our friends, Rick, B, Tina, Stoney, Tania, whatever your name is, Maria, Trigger Trey, J.A. Will, the rest of the gang, we're so happy to have you with us. Hit that super chat. The eBay merch is available. The Patreon's rocking. Hopefully you'll be with us Thursday night to rock with Marty Jannetty. Party with Marty. Wrestling Insiders at 9. For Tony Atlas, I'm Dan Marati. Keep your shoes to yourself. We'll see you next time. Good night.
But that shows you how stupid people are to believe that story.